Did you know, even though female students make up a high percentage of students in computer science and IT courses in university, there is still a huge representation gap of females in the ICT field. Also, cybercrimes have risen to an alarming rate for the past few years. Although you might be feeling scared and helpless at the realization of these statistics, today we want to highlight our Wonder Women working behind the scenes, creating a safer internet experience for all, and have been a humongous source of inspiration for us. In conjunction with the 10th anniversary of the International Girls in ICT Day 2021, initiated by the International Telecommunications Union or ITU, Malaysia, which led by the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia, celebrates by bringing you this webinar entitled Empowering Your Mindset with Cyber Ethics, organized by Cybersecurity Malaysia, which aims to fuel your mindset and educate you with proper cyber ethics culture, as well as discuss cyber threats affecting girls and young women in the realms of ICT. Adhering to the Rukun Negara, the national philosophy number 5, courtesy and respect. With that, we must be cautious when translating these ethics to the digital environment. Today we uplift, learn, and collaborate with one another and recognize our women's contribution in ICT. Assalamualaikum. Very good morning, everyone. Hope you all are having an amazing Saturday morning. I'm very honored to be here virtually speaking with all of you. Thank you so much, Cybersecurity Malaysia, for giving me the opportunity to produce the video montage that you just watched. Today marks a very important day for all of us. I believe we are all here with the same goal and aspiration, which is to celebrate our women in ICT for its 10th year anniversary. And here in Malaysia, we're doing things a little bit different and unique. Since its 10-year anniversary, we are having the celebration for a 10-day span with collaborations by various agencies and corporate companies in having discussions about achievements of women and girls in this field, as well as the challenges that we face in this field, because I don't think that is addressed enough. And not a lot of people know this, but what kickstarted my journey in this field was entering a video competition under CyberSafe, an initiative under Cybersecurity Malaysia. And one thing led to the other, and now I am a freelance videographer, video editor, aside from being a full-time student, studying new media where we study animation, website design, as well as game development. I consider myself extremely lucky to have discovered my passion in the ICT field, as specifically videography during my schooling days. And when I first started out, I thought this was just a hobby because I was scared and also a bit insecure with my skills and abilities because I did not use fancy softwares like Adobe, and I didn't know all the softwares to do animations like Maya and Unreal Engine. And soon enough, I realized any software can be learned if we have the right mindset, an endless curiosity, and the willpower to never give up. Right now, in my studies, I'm also coding websites, game shortcuts, as well as animations, and I must say that it's been an incredible experience, and it turns out coding is not as hard as I thought it was. A fun fact I just want to share, and I think it can be very inspirational for you girls out there. The world's first programmer was in fact a female. Her name was Ada Lovelace, and she was a very young mathematician in the 1800s. And if you are a moviegoer like me, you might be familiar with the title Hidden Figures. In this movie, it addresses the contributions of the ENIAC women. So this ENIAC women, there are a group of 6 outstanding women who were the minds behind the programming of the ENIAC, the world's first modern computer. And if you go to Google and you search up the ENIAC women, you'll find like this huge machine, and there's so many buttons and so many cables. And then there's these girls in front of the machine trying to fix the bug. And a lot of people thought that these ENIAC women were actually models and they were standing in front of the machine for advertising purposes. But actually, they were the coders who fixed the bugs and got the machine to run. And I think that's just incredible. And in these modern times, it's a huge contrast to see how programming was initially a female's job, and now when we see the field now, it's male dominated. And sometimes I even question myself, is this the right field for me? Because I never saw representation of females out there. I never knew or heard of a female game designer or game animator, app developer, or programmer. And that was until I went into university. And through my journey, it has been a long and windy road intertwined with other girls who also share my interest in this field. And meeting with these amazing women and girls has made me incredibly proud and empowered, seeing their involvements and how they utilize technology for the betterment of themselves, and they innovate things that can change our livelihoods for the better. I believe that in the near future, learning to code, will be as necessary as it is to write and read. So, girls, the resources are there if you want them. I encourage you to learn as much as you can and explore your interests. Don't be afraid of complex softwares, or don't be afraid to code, because I am a normal girl like you, and I am living proof that if I can, so can you. In this day and age, social media plays a humongous role in our lives. Every one of us has at least one social media account, either it's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or YouTube, or all of the above. And being a digital citizen, it comes with a humongous responsibility. I feel like nowadays there's so much hate and so much negativity being circulated through social media. When we see something we disagree with online, do we pull out the keyboard and become a keyboard warrior? Or do we scroll on because we have nothing nice to say? Or when you receive a message, from these WhatsApp groups, do we proof check and question the credibility of the information? Or do we just share it freely? And I think we don't talk about digital resiliency and cyber ethics enough. And with the internet being more accessible, everyone, despite their age and gender, are falling victims to cyber crimes like cyber grooming, online sexual harassment, scams, like what we just heard in the first session in building digital resiliency in you. That is why we have to be one step ahead by educating ourselves with cybersecurity awareness. And in today's webinar, to empowering your mindset with cyber ethics, we have a great lineup of panelists that you just heard. And there's another session coming up right after this, where we're going to discuss the rising girls and young women in ICT. These topics really resonate with me, and I'm so thrilled to have all of you here. And as I wrap up, I just want to leave all of you with a message, especially to our young girls out there. We never know. You might just be future app developers or programmers or innovators or tech startup CEOs who will push new boundaries and redefining the ICT and technology landscape. Girls, please don't be afraid to dream big. Everyone here has that $1 million idea waiting to be developed. And I hope I get to see you executing those ideas in Silicon Valley amongst other prominent figures. We never know. So please never feel discouraged because of the lack of representation in this industry. I believe there are more emerging, brilliant, bold women redefining this industry and the world from their ideas and innovation. Thank you so much for having me, and happy International Girls in ICT Day. Did you know, even though female students make up a high percentage of students in computer science and IT courses in university, there is still a huge representation gap of females in the ICT field. Also, cybercrimes have risen to an alarming rate for the past few years. Although you might be feeling scared and helpless at the realization of these statistics, today we want to highlight our Wonder Women working behind the scenes, creating a safer internet experience for all, and have been a humongous source of inspiration for us. In conjunction with the 10th anniversary of the International Girls in ICT Day 2021, initiated by the International Telecommunications Union or ITU, Malaysia, which led by the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia, celebrates by bringing you this webinar entitled Empowering Your Mindset with Cyber Ethics, organized by Cybersecurity Malaysia, which aims to fuel your mindset and educate you with proper cyber ethics culture, as well as discuss cyber threats affecting girls and young women in the realms of ICT. Adhering to the Rukun Negara, the National Philosophy number 5, courtesy, and respect. With that, we must be cautious when translating these ethics to the digital environment. Today, we uplift, learn, and collaborate with one another and recognize our women's contribution in ICT.
Kawan yang kenalkan kami. Masa mula-mula kenal tu, bila nak spend time, mesti lepak ramai-ramai. Tapi, bila dah berani sikit, mula keluar 2 orang. Bila dah mula suka tu, hari-hari mesej. Makan, minum, tidur, semua nak update. Saya tengok ramai kawan-kawan saya yang buat macam tu. Jadi, saya ingat benda tu benda biasa. Saya pun okey lah. Jadi saya send je gambar. Hari-hari mesti send gambar. Ada sekali tu saya pergi sekolah. Saya tengok budak lelaki semua pandang saya semacam. Patutlah dia share gambar tu dengan orang lain. Time tu saya rasa saya ni bodoh sangat. Bila saya minta break, dia ugut. Dia kata nak hantar gambar tu kat page sekolah. Dia nak hantar gambar tu dekat mak ayah saya. Saya rasa stres sangat-sangat time tu. Sampai hari-hari saya fikir nak bunuh diri. Sekarang ni, gambar-gambar saya ada kat dia. Jadi, saya tak boleh nak lari daripada dia. Saya tak tahu nak buat apa. Saya benci budak tu. Saya benci sekolah. Saya rasa malu sangat. Saya betul-betul menyesal.